What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's world title fight at 130 pounds in Sinaloa, Mexico, between the world champion Eduardo "Sugar" Nunez and Christopher Diaz.
World title challenger, representing Barranquitas, Puerto Rico, Christopher Diaz.
Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also like this video, as well as go down to the bottom of your screen, find the bell notification button. Be sure to click on that so you never miss a video. Also, become a member of our Johnny Says Boxing Insider VIP group. It's a couple dollars a month. It'll give you more access to myself on the YouTube channel. You'll get more access to me on other social media channels. But more importantly, you'll become a member of our private invite-only Discord group. We launched this a few weeks ago. We're already over 200 VIPs. This is a professional betting gambler Discord group, so you're going to get insights. You're going to be able to contact and be in touch with guys who make a living on betting on boxing. We also launched two separate channels within the Discord, the MMA and UFC channel, and it's football season, NFL and NCAA. That link is pinned in the comment section below. All right, guys, I don't want to say calm before the storm. We know what next week presents itself. We have some huge fights on the horizon. The Japanese Monster, Inoue, Canelo, Bud Crawford. That whole card is stacked. The UFC is bringing us some bangers as well. But this week is also stacked. We already covered the main event going down this weekend in Montreal, Canada. An exciting matchup at 168 pounds between undefeated IBO world champion Osli Iglesias taking on the one-loss Vladimir Shishkin. If you haven't watched my breakdown, analysis, and prediction of that matchup, that's pinned in this video. But today, our travels take us to Sinaloa, Mexico. This will be the first defense for Sugar Nunez, the knockout machine, the Mexican, coming home to defend his belt against the 30-year-old tough, proud Puerto Rican Christopher Diaz. So in this video, what I'm going to do is break down both fighters' careers. I'm going to talk a little bit about how they go about their business. Also, guys, I'm going to go over those current Las Vegas odds. So stay tuned to the end of the video, because that's where I'll be going over my prediction and telling you where to put your money. Guys, this is one of those fights, in my opinion, if you go to your betting apps right now, I'm going to be going over that shortly in this video. I think the odds makers have this fight a little bit too wide on the money line. They have Diaz as a huge underdog. He's not a household name, but boxing fans will know him. He shared the ring with some of the sport's best fighters. He's fought Shakur Stevenson. He's fought Emmanuel Navarrete. It seems like every time Diaz has stepped up, things have not gone his way. He does have a handful of losses, but I should also mention he has only been stopped one time. It seemed like forever ago. He got stopped late against the very tough and gritty El Vaquero, Emmanuel Navarrete. He's a 30-year-old Orthodox fighter. He could crack. He has nice power. He's a nice boxer, and he's going to go into Mexico thinking that the odds do have it wrong and that people should remember his name. With his opponent, Sugar Nunez, I've covered him on the channel before. I feel he should be a household name. He has good promotions behind him. This guy's coming off of a trip to Japan in which he fought a really tough Rikishi. He went into that fight as a 100% knockout to win ratio sort of guy. Everybody he had fought, he had knocked out. He does have one loss. That was in 2018. That seems like a lifetime ago. All he's done since then is knock everybody out, gone to Japan, fought Rikishi for the world title at 130, and he leaves Japan as a world champion. He didn't knock Rikishi out, and this was kind of one of those step-up opportunities for Nunez, it was one of those opportunities for him to prove to his doubters that he can fight outside of his native Mexico, and it's exactly what he did. Rikishi was a tough out, and it was a great and fun fight. Now we have a homecoming of sorts. Sinaloa, Mexico is the location. Sugar Nunez is the champion. His belt at 130 will be on the line. What he's going to want to do is get started early. You're going to see a guy, if you've never seen Sugar fight, crazy volume, crazy pace, relentless. His knockout to win ratio isn't because he has one punch knockout power. Don't think Deontay Wilder. Don't think of a guy who waits, and boom, he could turn the lights out whenever he wants. Think about a guy similar to almost William Zepeda. Crazy pace, crazy volume. Zepeda gets a lot of knockouts due to that pressure, him drowning his opponents. Nunez has more power than Zepeda, just has a sort of similar approach on the front foot. Nunez is there to get hits. When you see him, he's always in shape. He's a tank, he's durable, and his fights make for instant entertainment and instant fireworks. I'm super excited and intrigued by this matchup. Right now, I do want to take a look at the challenger, Christopher Diaz, and see what he's been up to in his career. All right, guys, Christopher Diaz is 30-5. He has 19 knockouts. Of his 5 losses, he's been stopped once. Out of 2,020 super featherweights in the world, he's ranked 47. He's fought a career total of 194 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 63% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as Pitufo. The 30-year-old American is a 5'6" orthodox fighter with a 64-inch reach. He was born in Pennsylvania, USA, but calls Orlando, Florida, USA home. He proudly represents his heritage of Puerto Rico. We last saw him fight Jose Antonio Meza, 9-10, won a UD in the 8th. Henry LeBron, 19-0, lost to UD in the 10th. Geraldo, 12-1, stopped him in the 2nd. Scott, 18-1, stopped him in the 2nd. Julio, 24-11, stopped him in the 6th. And then he lost 2 fights in a row. He got stopped against Navarrete and lost the decision to Dogbo. And like I said, every time Diaz has stepped up, going all the way back to when he fought a 10-0 Shakur Stevenson, he's fallen short. At only 30 years old, his resume has huge names on it. Like I said, I don't want to ever say a guy at 30 is a make or break sort of instance in a fight. He's super durable. We've only seen him get stopped that one time against Navarrete. It's going to be a fun stylistic matchup. You have a 30-year-old in Diaz versus a 28-year-old in Sugar. Right now, I do want to take a look at Eduardo and see what he's been up to so far in his career. Guys, Eduardo Nunez is 28-1. Of his 28 wins, 27 of them come by way of knockout. Out of 2,020 fighters in the world at super featherweight, he's ranked number 5. He's fought a career total of 114 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 96% career knockout to win ratio. He is the IBF World Super Featherweight Champion. His adoring fans know him as Sugar, and the 28-year-old Mexican is a 5'6" orthodox fighter with a 68-inch reach. He was born and raised in Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico. We last saw him fight Rikishi, 16-1, won a UD in the 12th. Mariaga, 31-7, stopped him in the 6th. Escandon, 27-6, stopped him in the 2nd. Seca, 18-0, stopped him in the 2nd. Brito, 12-1, stopped him in the 10th. Sugar Nunez is a guy, like I talked about, who weaponizes his cardio. His power is sort of an accumulation sort of power. He definitely could punch. He doesn't sit on his punches too much, but when you watch him throw, when you watch him press in the action, he's throwing everything into his shots. So when I say he's not sitting on his shots, what I mean by that, he's not stationary. He really isn't going to sit and dig and stand and then decide what to do from that point forward. He's going to make you decide on what you're going to do by putting you on your back foot. If you rewatch the Rikishi tape, he got caught. The first few rounds, I went heavy on Sugar Nunez to get that victory, so I was sweating a bit, and he was getting caught with an uppercut. He comes in sort of with his chin high. He gives you both shoulders, but the minute he feels that you don't have enough power coming back at him, he is going to be relentless. So when I look at both of these guys side by side, you have a 30-year-old versus a 28-year-old. Both guys are similar height, 5'6", 5'5", similar reach. The one thing about these guys, like I said, and we always have to mention, when one is the A side and one is the B side, when one is a newly minted world champion versus a guy who stepped up before and he has fallen short, hasn't proved himself yet, you always have to side with the A side, not just because he's the champion, but the psychological component as well. When this fight goes into deep waters, which it will, Nunez thrives. When you look at that high 96% knockout to win ratio, not all of his knockouts are in the first 5 rounds. A lot of them are late. And this goes to show you, if Diaz doesn't come in excellent shape, if his durability doesn't hold up, if his power isn't enough to get the respect of Sugar Nunez early, he's going to be in for a long night. Guys, before I give you my prediction, remember this is my money line prediction. If you want to get my props, my method of victories, my upset of the week, my locks of the week, my NFL picks, my college football picks, my UFC picks, you have to join the Discord. That link is pinned in the comment section below. It's a couple bucks a month. Join our growing community. Right now, guys, this is my money line prediction pick. All right, guys, wherever you are in the world, let's pull out our betting apps. I've recently changed my betting app from Sportsbet to Bet365, and this is what I tell all of you boxing bettors who live in Australia like myself to do as well. Why? Because Sportsbet, a draw destroys our tickets, but Bet365, the draw, only voids said fight. So with that in mind, the odds on Bet365 have Sugar Nunez as a huge favorite. He's $1.03, meaning 100 on Sugar just to win. You get your money back plus $3. The draw is 16-1, and they currently have Diaz as a huge underdog. So when I'm thinking about where my money is going, these props, the prop bets, the method of victories, will there be knockdowns, what the odds are on will Sugar win by stoppage, will Sugar win a decision, what the odds on are, will the fight go over 5.5. I've been talking about that all week on my live stream, so you have to tap into there. And there is a prop, a sneaky method of victory bet that I'm in love with. I'm gonna go really heavy on. You're gonna have to join the Discord to get that pick right now. I have no problem going all in on Sugar Nunez. This is a homecoming fight. This is a fight to set up a much bigger opportunity. I expect Diaz to be tough as long as it lasts, but don't get it twisted. Sugar Nunez, in my opinion, is as good as it gets at 130 pounds, and I can't wait to see what's next with him unifying and fighting other champions at 130. Right now, guys, you don't have to agree with me. This is not an echo chamber. In the comment section below, let me know how you see this one playing out. Will we hear this weekend in Sinaloa, Mexico, and still? Or will the Puerto Rican flag be waving? And are we going to hear and new? Also, guys, if you haven't seen that breakdown analysis and prediction of the Osley Iglesias versus Vladimir Shishkin fight this weekend in Montreal, stay tuned to the channel because that's coming up right now.